Aloha everyone, and welcome to this short workshop on how to use Turnitin. The first thing that you'll want to do is set up an account, and the easiest way to do this is to send an email to Carla Hayashi requesting an account. You can go to the Turnitin website and try to set up an account that way, but from experience that is a challenging way to go. It may take you a few days with some email back and forth, but Carla can set you up right away with very little frustration, so I recommend that you do that. Once Carla gets your information, they will send you a confirmation email directly from Turnitin, which will give you a link that will allow you access to get in and begin setting up your account. This email will also provide links for instructor self-tutorials, as well as manuals and other guides. You may want to check your spam box. If you don't see your email right away, it may have gone into your spam. Okay, so once you get in, the first thing that you're going to want to do is set up a class. You do that by adding classes. Click on the link to the right, and that will give you a choice to select the type of class. You'll want to select standard, and then you'll give your class a name. Then you'll need to enter a password of your choice. You select this password. Don't expect to receive it from Turnitin. So choose one that is easy to remember for your students, and ideally you'll want to use lowercase letters. Okay, then you can select a subject area. Student level. And the class end date will automatically default to 6 months from now. If you decide that you want to change that to be something shorter or something longer, you can do that by clicking on the calendar box and selecting the appropriate date. Then click Submit, and you'll get this pop-up box that will give you your class ID and enrollment code. This is what students are going to need in order to access your account. So ideally, you want to write this down right now. If you don't and you forget, there are ways that you can retrieve this information, but you may even want to just grab a screenshot of it right now so that you've got it. Then when you continue, you'll notice that your class has been added to your instructor homepage. You can see it here. We just added this one, Econ 310. The next thing you'll want to do is add an assignment. So you do that by clicking on the link for that particular course, and then going to the right to add assignment. Okay, here it is. Give your assignment a title. Assign a point value. And if you're going to run it for a similarity check, which is a type of plagiarism checker, make sure that this radio button is selected. You can select any file type, and that will allow them to upload file types that Turnitin cannot check for similarity. If you want to use Turnitin for simply for a grading tool. But if you want to use a similarity checker, be sure to make sure that this radio button is selected. You can enter your start and date time. or start date and due date. And the post date is when students would be able to receive their grade. There are optional settings that you can add to give your assignment detailed instructions, to allow submission after the due date, and various other variables that you can change on how you would like to format this particular assignment. One thing I will mention is that the exclusion threshold is how Turnitin checks for similarity. What it does is it searches through billions of documents and it looks for 5 or 6 word combinations that are similar. And that's how it identifies it, as it locates the reference or locates the original source. Now, I mention this because you can change the word count on how many words the threshold will be. All right, once you've set those variables, click Submit, and you'll see that your new assignment has been created. Now, there's 2 ways that students can get their assignments into, or get their papers up into this assignment. One is if you provide them, once you provide them the class ID and the enrollment key, then they can upload it themselves, which is ideally the way to go to save yourself some work, or you can upload that for them. Okay, the information that you're most likely looking for is the similarity checks, and I'm going to show you what one of those looks like now. You want to start by opening your class. Then click on View, and now the assignments that students have submitted or assignments that you have submitted for students will become visible for that particular assignment. Then you can go to where it says Similarity and click on that. And this will bring up the document that the student submitted, and it'll highlight portions of their document that have been found online or in other repositories. And that's how you can check for similarity. Now, a lot of the similarity that you're going to see is going to be things that were properly cited. So as long as they used quotation marks and proper APA citation, then that would probably be fine depending on the situation. But if they do not, then this is what you'll be looking for. Sections that are highlighted, and it'll provide a number that you can click on for that particular source. And it'll bring up the original document. If you want to, you can even go to the top here and click on this, and it'll take you to the original document. In this instance, we are unable to because the document has restricted access. But in many instances, you'll be able to go right to the original document. Okay, so there you have it. Now you have seen how to open an account, how to create a class, how to create an assignment, how to upload your assignment for your students or how to allow them to do it, and then how to do the similarity check and what you should look for. There are numerous tutorials that are available on Turnitin. So if you'd like more detailed instruction, I would encourage you to look at those. There's also quite a few videos on YouTube that are very helpful. Well, all right then, I'd like to thank you for attending this brief workshop on how to use Turnitin. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact our distance learning team, our remote teaching and learning team, and we'll be happy to help you with any concerns or questions that you may have. Mahalo, and have a great day.